Police charge suspect in hit-and-run that killed cop. The man who was last year linked with the fatal hit-and-run incident involving an on-duty cop along the St. John's Main Road in St. James has been charged with causing death by dangerous driving. 25-year-old Dylan Reed, otherwise known as CG or Bulby, of a Black Shop district, also in St. James, was charged following an Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions ruling on Friday, February 21. Reed is charged in relation to the death of Constable Linroy Codner. Codner was injured during a roadblock operation on the Granville Main Road in St. James on Friday, October 4, 2024. Reports indicate that Codner signaled a white Toyota Probox to stop. The vehicle slowed down, but then accelerated, hitting the constable and sending him over a precipice estimated to be 50 to 70 feet deep. Constable Codner was assisted to hospital, where he received treatment for multiple brain injuries. However, he later succumbed on Sunday, October 20. Initially, Reed fled the scene and reportedly abandoned the vehicle in his community after the incident. A manhunt was immediately launched for the hit-and-run suspect, and he turned himself into the police a day after the incident with his attorney. Reed was formally charged on Friday, February 28th, and is scheduled to appear in the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday, March 12. Waterhouse man dies after being hit by truck at Riverton. 58-year-old Christopher Levy of Waterhouse St. Andrew died from injuries he sustained in a motor vehicle collision at the Riverton landfill on Sunday. Reports from the Hunts Bay Police are that about 3:30 p.m., Levy was at the landfill when he was hit by a motor truck traveling along a path. The police were summoned and Levy was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The driver has since been warned for prosecution. The investigation continues. Man dies after being stabbed in Markinsbridge, Westmoreland. A man was fatally stabbed in Markinsbridge, Westmoreland on Sunday night. He has been identified as 36-year-old laborer Lance Beamer of Geneva District in the parish. The police report that about 10 o'clock, Beamer was along the Geneva Main Road when he was attacked. The Markinsbridge Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the killing. 47 murders recorded in February, the lowest since 2000. Prime Minister Holness says reduction in major crimes reflective of a more capable JCF. Jamaica recorded 47 murders in February, the lowest on record since 2000. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the continual reduction in major crimes and murder is reflective of a more capable Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF. He states that the administration has invested unprecedentedly levels of funding into the JCF, an average of $9.7 billion annually. According to Mr. Holness, this is 3 times the amount spent by previous administrations. The Prime Minister says the investment was required to restore and upgrade basic infrastructure, transportation, and replace equipment that was left to deteriorate for decades. As the force boosts its crime-fighting initiatives, it has set a target of fewer than 1,000 murders for 2025. 2024 saw 1,141 murders, a 19% reduction when compared to 2023. Meanwhile, Mr. Holness is urging the security forces to be responsible with the use of force it encounters with the public and is warning criminals that they should not take on the highly trained constabulary. Concerns have been raised about the number of fatal shootings since the start of the year. The Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM has reported 59 fatal shootings.
Project Rock, launched in 2019, has seen the refurbishment and construction of police facilities across the island. Further, investments focused on improving technology, human capital, the welfare of officers, and internal accountability mechanisms. Concurrently, the JCF was applying intelligence-driven, data-supported integrated policing strategies to tackle crime. Consistent national and community-level engagements, transparency around crime data, and outreach through social media are ongoing trust-building activities. The implementation of ISO 9001 quality management systems and standards has improved the professionalism and standards of service delivery for the force. The result of these investments and reform has led to considerable progress towards the JCF's transformation. February 2025 recorded 47 murders, the lowest on record since 2000. with only one murder in St. James, one in St. Elizabeth, one in Hanover, and zero in Trelawney. While we are seeing the positive results of these efforts in the continuing decline in homicide rates, continued oversight and reinforcement of the value of restraint are key to sustaining these gains. Our security forces must have the monopoly on the use of force on behalf of the state, and our security officers must therefore strive in every interaction with the public to demonstrate they can be entrusted with this responsibility. At the same time, however, criminal elements must understand that regardless of what kind of firepower they may have, they stand no chance against a highly trained constabulary that has the country behind it. Their best strategy is not to come into conflict with the police. They will lose. It is better to face a judge instead.
Crawford says Portmore's PNP's vision, accusing JLP of capping. Adding his voice to the ongoing Portmore debate, People's National Party PNP spokesperson Damon Crawford has credited PNP co-founder Norman Washington Manley with the establishment of the Sunshine City. He was speaking at a political meeting at the Portmore Heart Academy on Sunday. Addressing party supporters, Crawford criticized recent claims that the city of Portmore was a vision of the Jamaica Labour Party's JLP, Edward Seago, noting it was the biggest lie he had ever heard. They said that Portmore, the Sunshine City, was the vision of Edward Seago. If it was Edward Seago, it wouldn't be called the Sunshine City. It would be called the Belltown City. So I have to remind them that it was Norman Washington Manley that formed the Portmore Development Company and built the dikes and built the causeway and dump up Portmore so that it could be ready for housing. So I say to the Labourites, please stop the lying, please stop the deceit, please stop the capping, Crawford stated. Outlining his interest in Portmore being granted parish status, Crawford noted that his vote is in the Sunshine City and said, I not talk for nobody but myself. He continued, I know in 2023 Christopherton said it wasn't a party, and all of a sudden he has found land for the hospital. Never know Jamaica would have found a Christopher worse than Columbus, Crawford stated. But since a promise for promise, I land for a university in Portmore too, he added. On Friday, the Senate voted to pass the Counties and Parishes Amendments Act 2025, granting parish status to the municipality. All 10 government centers presented vote yes, with all 4 opposition centers voting no. Like it did in the House of Representatives on February 11, the governing JLP used superior numbers in the upper house to push through the bill. The opposition spokesperson also used the platform to highlight what he described as the originality of his party. There is a reason why the first black man to be elected prime minister comes from the People's National Party. There is a reason why the first woman prime minister to come is from the PNP. There is a reason why the first man with locks in parliament comes from the PNP. So when I hear them say a JLP have Rasta too, me say data too, Crawford stated. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.